I have 1,000 Bernie Mac stories. And it's so funny because when everybody watched the Kings of Comedy, the original Kings of Comedy, and they saw Bernie's set, I used to see that same set every weekend. I would see that same set. We would roll Thursday through Sunday, go home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're back on the road. Bernie would tell stories about what happened between Monday and Wednesday when we're at lunch or, sound check. And then he would open up the show with these stories. They wasn't even supposed to be funny. He was just brilliant. And that's why I selected him as the tour host when, Martin, once Def Jam hit, Martin was like doing his thing, but we were able to still tour. And Bernie was that dude who actually, I mentioned it before, Bernie should have been the host of the actual season after Martin. But it didn't work out that way. But I was the only one that Bernie could talk to about it. And that used to be a trip because it wasn't nobody else for him to talk to about it. The move was made and what was done was done. But even when we would tour, like when we would do like homecomings, Bernie, after the shows, Bernie would like hold court with the students on like just life, man. He was like really, really a special dude. I mean, Bernie, I can't even begin to tell you how much I miss him, but I also think about the things that he was planning to do, and I don't know. It's just, my mind is like, first time I came to Chicago, Bernie took me to the Congress Hotel. That's where I was staying. And I went upstairs to my room. I was all psyched because we was just starting Def Comedy Jam, right? And I went to look at, I thought I was on Lakeshore Drive. I thought I was going to have like a nice view. And I opened up the curtain and it was a brick wall, right? I ran downstairs to make sure Bernie hadn't left yet. Bernie, like, everything cool? I'm like, nah, man, either we gotta do something about this. And they took me to another hotel. I'll never forget, it was George Wilborn and Bernie. They took me to another hotel, and that was like my first beginnings here. And then we went over to my first Def Jam audition ever was in Chicago. And Bernie had me sit in this booth, and he had this young lady come sit in the booth with us. It was Phyllis Hyman. And it was so cool because, when everybody talk about Phyllis, it was always like, not happy. Well, I watched her that night laugh her ass off. That's my memory of Phyllis. I hadn't seen her since my Seton Hall days when I used to have her perform up there because I was involved in Black Student Union and stuff. So it was like a reunion to see her, but it was just Bernie Mac made that happen. Just good times. Bernie, man, had performed for Bill Bellamy. I had a birthday party for Bill at a place called Indigo Blues in New York. And Bernie had surprised Bill with a performance. And this was right after I Ain't Scared of You, motherfucker. So people really loved it. And then that next morning, I pick up the newspaper because I'm flying out to L.A. to do a Def Jam showcase. And the newspaper says, riot erupts in L.A. So now I'm in the air already, on my way to L.A., couldn't land, okay, because smoke and stuff. And now they say we have to go to Ontario. And I thought it was Canada, but they had Ontario, California. It was crazy, man. And, I just think about so many memories. We on the bus one time, and one of the comedians is wilding out because he feels like the tour is beneath him because he got this big movie coming out and he's wilding, right? And then out of the clear blue sky, Bernie Mac just goes, express yourself, just like that song, and it just like changed the whole bus. We just was on the floor cracking up. His timing on things, man.